The Lantern Within, a journey to enlightenment in the heart of the Himalayas, nestled among towering peaks and whispering pines, stood the tranquil monastery of Dharmasthala. It was said that those who sought wisdom there often left with a clearer path to enlightenment. It was to this sacred place that you journeyed, searching for answers to life's deepest questions. Your journey began with a yearning. Life in the bustling city had grown hollow, filled with distractions, fleeting pleasures, and unending noise. The spark of purpose, once so vibrant, had dimmed, leaving you with a sense of restlessness. The questions haunted you. What is the purpose of my existence? Is there more to life than this ceaseless race? A chance encounter with an old hermit in a crowded marketplace marked the turning point. He had looked at you with eyes that seemed to pierce your soul and said, "You will find your lantern in Dharmasthala." The words resonated, pulling you toward the mountains, the arrival. The journey to Dharmasthala was arduous, testing your resolve at every turn. Narrow, winding paths and biting winds became your companions. But the serenity of the surroundings, majestic peaks crowned with snow and valleys echoing with birdsong, nudged you forward. Upon reaching the monastery gates, an elderly monk named Master Anda greeted you. His presence exuded peace, and his eyes held the same piercing clarity as the hermit's. Without a word, he led you to a simple room and handed you a lantern. "This will be your companion here," he said. "It is both your light and your teacher." Confused, you asked, "What does it teach?" He smiled enigmatically. "Everything you need to learn." The lessons begin. The next morning, Master Ananda introduced you to the monastery's daily routine: meditation, mindfulness practices, and manual tasks like gardening and cleaning. Life there was austere but fulfilling, yet the lantern puzzled you. It seemed like any ordinary object, but the monks treated it with reverence. One evening during meditation, Master Ananda posed a question. "What is enlightenment?" You hesitated. "It's understanding the truth of life?" He shook his head gently. "Enlightenment is the realization that the light you seek has always been within you. The lantern is a metaphor. Keep it close, and its meaning will unfold." The struggle within. The initial days were tough. Sitting still in meditation brought a surge of thoughts, regrets from the past, fears of the future, and the constant pull of desires. You wrestled with impatience and self-doubt. Was this path even worth it? The lantern seemed to mock you, its quiet glow a reminder of how distant your goal felt. One night, overwhelmed by frustration, you sought out Master Ananda. "I don't understand. The harder I try to find enlightenment, the further it feels." He listened patiently and then asked, "When you carry your lantern, does it struggle to shine?" You frowned. "No, it just shines." "Exactly," he said. "Stop striving. Enlightenment is not an achievement. It is a state of being. Let go of the effort, and the light within you will naturally shine." The breakthrough, the turning point, came during a solitary meditation session by the monastery's lotus pond. As you observed the stillness of the water, a single lotus caught your attention. It floated serenely, its petals untouched by the murky water below. The realization struck like a bolt of lightning. The lotus does not fight the water, it simply rises above it. Enlightenment is not about escaping life, but transcending it. In that moment, the noise within you quieted. A profound peace settled in your heart. The lantern in your hand seemed brighter, its glow warmer. You realized it was not the lantern that had changed, it was you. The final test. Master Ananda noticed the change in you and decided it was time for your final test. He led you to a cave deep within the forest. Inside, it was pitch dark. "Spend the night here," he instructed. "Your lantern will guide you." At first, fear gripped you. The darkness felt alive, pressing against you. But as the hours passed, you focused on the lantern's steady glow. Gradually, the fear dissolved, replaced by trust. The cave was no longer a prison of darkness, but a sanctuary of stillness. By morning, you emerged transformed. Master Ananda greeted you with a knowing smile. What did you learn? That the darkness was never outside, it was within, and so was the light. The return. Having completed your training, you prepared to leave Dharmasthala. The lantern, now a symbol of your journey, remained with you. But its importance had shifted. It was no longer a tool, but a reminder of the light within. As you descended the mountain, the world seemed different, not because it had changed, but because you had. The noise of the city, once overwhelming, was now just background hum. You carried the stillness of the monastery within you, a calm center amidst chaos, the ripple effect. Back in the city, you began to share your journey with others. You spoke not in grand sermons, but through simple acts, listening without judgment, offering kindness without expectation, and living with authenticity. People noticed the change in you and sought your guidance. One day, a young woman approached you, her eyes filled with the same restlessness you once had. She asked, "How can I find peace?" You handed her the lantern and said, "The light you seek is already within you. This will help you see it." The eternal journey. Your enlightenment was not an end, but a beginning. Life continued to test you with challenges and uncertainties, but the lessons of Dharmasthala stayed with you. The lantern's glow became a metaphor for your inner strength, illuminating the path even in the darkest times. As years passed, the lantern found its way into many hands, each seeker adding their own story to its legacy. And so the light within you became a ripple of enlightenment, spreading far beyond the boundaries of your own life. Enlightenment, you realized, was not a destination, but a journey of discovering and rediscovering the lantern within.